Okay, just wanted to do a quick video again to show you guys some of the things that can happen with your Eris. But if you know about these things, then your prints will come out great and you will have a smooth time running the machine. So some things that can happen are, and this has nothing to do with the functionality of the printer itself, but sometimes the filament, as you can see, can get jammed underneath other parts of filament. So when that happens, the extruder will pull on this, it'll get stuck, and some things can happen like, let me turn this here. Make sure you guys can see what's going on. The filament could actually get yanked out of this thing here, or the extruder can get very dirty in there, because what will happen is it'll pull on the filament, but it'll start grinding the filament, and that's all because of the spool issue there. And then once the extruder gets very dirty in there, it'll just keep sliding. So it's very important that you make sure that you do not leave your machine unattended for any more than 10 to 15 minutes, because even with this extremely amazing machine, and even all the other higher end machines, anything can happen. I mean, I've seen Joel Telling and all kinds of other 3D printing geniuses who are far better than I am come out with bad prints because they left their machine unattended. So for smooth printing, I really highly recommend you always keep an eye on your machine. Other things that can happen that can be really annoying are when you're 3D printing something that does not have a very good solid foundation on the bottom. Sometimes what can happen is that the plastic model will come off the build plate. It's really rare. It doesn't really happen with this machine. Another thing that can happen is this. I'm not sure if you guys can see. If at any point the machine loses the connection with the computer, so by accident, you pull the USB cable out, or the screensaver gets on, or the screensaver starts up, or anything could happen, like the Mata controls crashes or whatever. Not something that happens a lot, but if it does, then this is what's going to happen to your print. Right here, it sort of like makes this big ooze ball-ish thing where it stops printing. And I don't know if there's a recovery setup or whatever. Probably not for the Eris, maybe for the higher end models like the U2 or the Orion. I would imagine they have a recovery system. But with the Eris, you cannot recover, or at least I don't know how. So that's something to watch out for. So one thing that I like to do is I like to run a video in the background, or some music in the background, so that the computer doesn't stall or lose connection with the printer. So that's something that you want to make sure that does not happen to you. What else? So we went through the main things, which were the jamming here that can happen, the sliding in the extruder. Sometimes what will also happen is right here. I'm going to turn the printer a little bit so you guys can see right there. There could be jams happening right there. That's another thing that I did other videos on to fix it. It's really easy. You just basically unscrew this part here. Take care of the removing the lanyard in this part, but it's pretty easy to do, so long as you know how to use a wrench and know how to do this. Just basically just turn that piece off. And there's all kinds of stuff here that you need to do, and I showed it in the other video, so I'm not going to repeat the process. Apart from that, I mean, I took my Bowden tube out of this because it felt like when it was in here, it would mess up the prints on this side because it would be pulling on the legs here when it got to the extremities. But that was probably just because I had a faulty Teflon or Bowden tube to begin with, and a faulty heatsink, which the company, by the way, replaced for free, including shipping. So that's why it's really important that when you do buy a 3D printer that you go with a company that has good support. That'll save you a lot of time, and it will make your 3D printing experience so much better. Yeah, apart from that, the machine is pretty much flawless. I'll do one more video where I'll show you how to set it up with matter control, and then we're good to go.